Hi everybody. I had a query in class the other day about how to put a logo onto a baseball cap reasonably easily. And at the time I was trying to think of a way of doing it using the tools that were required to be used for the current brief. But there's a much easier way of doing it, and it only occurred to me afterwards. So I'm going to start off with this. I'm going to bring in the logo, which I have right here. Okay, there we go. Now, it's going to drag it into my image, like so. You know who you are. Okay, so I'm going to reduce that in scale like so. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just warp it a little bit before I turn it into a smart object. So I'm going to go Edit, Transform, and Distort, like so. What I want to do is I just want to get it at the right angle that it's going to be at. Now you can play around with this. It's very much a kind of a trial and error sort of a thing. So this part of the cap is ever so slightly closer to us than the other part, so it'll probably be a little bit higher. But here's what we do. We now go over here and we right click on the layer and we go Convert to Smart Object. And with the Smart Object selected, we go Edit, Transform, and Warp. And we go over here and we drop down Arch, and then we can just drag it like so and just create a slight little bit of an arch on it, just to make it look like it's rolling around the cap to a certain degree. Now we can go on in and change that as much as we want. Now we can, at that stage, we can tweak it a bit more if we want. We can go on and we can add blending options to it, like so. We can add some transparent. Oh, okay. Let me see which one looks like that. Okay. Hairline. Okay. Yeah, let me just go in and have a look at that and see. Okay, right. Sorry. Now the logo is probably a bit large. I think you were actually using a smaller one. But that's an easy way of doing it. So you basically just use the warp tools and you choose arch, and then you just pull it a little bit to make it look like it's rolling around the cap. So it's reasonably straightforward. But that said, play around with it and see if there's any way of doing it that you like. You might want to use a different logo or something at this stage, or use something with a bit more color. I know you had red on it, but the problem with the red was on the underneath. It was a three-dimensional logo and it didn't suit, because we shouldn't be able to be seeing the underneath of those letters when we're looking down on top of it as we are with the cap. So it just looked a bit odd. Anyway, give that a go and see what you think. That should solve the problem for that one. Any questions, let me know.